American top team in South Florida continues to produce top talent. And when you're talking top talent, Bellator 289, December 9th, on Showtime. Main card, main event! The Italian Gangster, Danny Sabatello is here. Yes, Danny. Tell us about this big fight coming up, main event in this card. What's going on?
Yeah, it's a huge fucking event. It's a huge card. Obviously, it's a massive fight. I see this fight being one of the biggest in Bellator history. It's a huge rivalry between me and my piece of shit opponent, Raufeon Stots. I don't think too highly of the guy. I think he's a fraud. I think he's a fake. He's a tryhard. All he does is he wants everybody to like him. I'm kind of the opposite. I don't give a fuck whether you like me or not. And then you take into account just our styles in fighting, and they're very different. So it's going to be a very exciting fight. We're 2 weeks away exactly from today. I just finished up a great session of training, and I'm feeling fucking good.
This is the Bantamweight World Grand Prix semifinal. So when you throw that into the mix as well, how does that add to it? Because he's the interim champion, but this is not a title fight, but this is a Bantamweight World Grand Prix semifinal to get you to the finals, but then also to get you to a title shot?
Yeah, to me, this is the title. The actual champion of this division is technically Sergio Pettis, but in my book, Sergio Pettis is a little bitch. He couldn't make it to the fucking Grand Prix. So you know what? You got to relinquish your belt, and right now, Stots is the champion of this division. That's just how it is. And if you look at the skill level, there's no way Sergio Pettis is on the same wavelength or me and Stots. So to me, this is for the belt. Somebody could call it interim or not. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It is the semifinals, and I do love that it's in this Grand Prix tournament. It's a genius idea. I think other MMA promotions should do this as well. You look at every other sport, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, they have the playoffs to see who's the best there is, not necessarily just cherry picking who gets a title shot in MMA. So this solves all questions. After you win this tournament, there will be no doubt who the best is. You have to go through everybody, and you have to prove that you're the best, and that's what I'm really looking forward to doing.
Proving that you're the best, and right now you continue to just progress and improve and get better and better and better. How do you compare then? And you say this is very important, that to a championship title fight.
Yeah, to me, this is just the biggest fight that there is. This is the actual title fight. This is 5 rounds. Within this Grand Prix tournament, whether it's for the interim belt or not, it's 5 rounds. My last fight against Leandro Higo was also 5 rounds. So that can be seen as also a title fight. The only really difference between a title fight and a non-title fight is between 5 and 3 rounds. Everything else is just mental. You can hype yourself up between having it title fight in your mind or a non-title fight. So to me, I've been fighting for the title for a while. This is just another big one. This is a big one in the books of the fans and the promotion and everybody. I know everybody's going to be tuning in. People are going to be tuning in to see me get my fucking head knocked off because people hate me, but good because I fucking hate everybody as well. You can boo me. I had the crowd not on my side last fight with Leandro Higo. They were booing me, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing the boos again and flicking everybody off.
And that just seems though also to rile you up. Gets you going 100%. And all. I mean, the thing with you is, I think if people cheer you, that'll work the opposite way for you.
Yeah, 100%. I love the hate. What the bottom line is, I just love the emotion. I love making things fun and interesting. I want people either to have my back fully or to absolutely fucking hate me. It doesn't matter to me as long as you feel some type of way about me. And I think I'm pretty successful at that. A lot of people are pussies out there, and they don't like people that trash talk and that are confident because they're not confident themselves because they're lazy little bitches. So obviously I'm going to have a lot of people out there that hate me, but I'm also going to have a lot of people out there that love me, and they recognize that my elite skills speak for themselves as well. So, it's just going to be a fun ride. I just got to Bellator. I've only been in the promotion for like a year now, and look how much I've done, and it's only going to get bigger and better.
Danny, that's amazing too because you haven't been there that long, but your background has been just transitioning well from your background in wrestling to MMA. Was there a certain fight that you've had so far where you were like, hey, this is it, man, I'm here, I'm ready to compete with the big boys?
I knew from the start that I was going to be an elite fighter. If you're a very elite wrestler, you have a good probability of being a very elite fighter, but it is very different. I always say pure wrestling and wrestling in MMA is so much fucking different. You could have a guy win a wrestling match that will lose a grappling match in MMA. That's just how it is. But I knew I would always be good because I sacrificed too much and I worked too hard You know, the bottom line is I have too many tools in my shed to be bad. I'm down here in South Florida, the best gym in the fucking world, and I come to this gym twice a day, every day. I listen to my coaches and what they say, and I work fucking hard. How is that not a recipe for a championship? So the bottom line is that's where I get all my confidence from. That's how I know that I'm going to be good. That's how I know I'm already good. That's how I know I'm going to continue to progressing, because I have too many good people around me, too many good people in my life steering me in the right direction. But no, I don't have necessarily a fight where I thought, hey, you know what, I've arrived. I think in the people's eyes, maybe it was my last fight against Leandro Higo, because he's such a specialist on the ground. And I showed that even if that guy can get my back and I can face a little bit of adversity in that cage on national television in the spotlight with people saying kill him, that I can just survive and then win the rest of the rounds. That's amazing. But you know what? I've had great fights throughout my career. I beat a guy, Brett Johns, who was top 10 in the UFC on 5 days' notice. So I've been having really good wins in my career, and there's not really one that really sticks out.
You mentioned about 5 rounds, 3 rounds. Do you train differently when it comes to that, or you're always training just the same no matter what?
Nope, I train like a fucking madman every single day. You know, one of my best attributes is my conditioning. I really think that I have the best conditioning in all of MMA. I just don't get tired. And I love fucking breaking people. It's not just about me in that cage and not getting tired, but I just get so excited seeing that my opponent is slowly getting tired so I can carve off his fucking face and make him bleed. So that is what gives me a little bit more motivation to keep going. With the difference between 3 and 5 rounds, you can't really make too many mistakes in a 3-round fight, because you know what, you lose a round, you're already down 1, you have to win the next fucking 2. With this 5-round fight coming up, I can be a little bit more open to taking risks and going for the finish more, just because if you do lose 1 round, you got 4 more to fucking win. But in my book, the training doesn't change, nothing really changes. I just go balls to the walls no matter what, as hard as I can fucking go. I know that's what's gonna happen in this fight against Stots. I don't know if he's been 5 rounds or not, I don't give a fuck. There's no way he can go 5 rounds with me. I can't wait to get him fucking tired, I can't wait to get him bloody, and then I'll fucking finish him.
What's it like being in the main event?
It's absolutely awesome. You know, when you're in the best, biggest promotion like Bellator, and you have them having your back and on your side, and you got people that are going to be tuning into this fight that don't necessarily even watch Bellator that much, I just absolutely love it. It's a massive, massive fucking fight. You look at the rest of the card is fucking awesome as well. We got Dalton Rosta on it, we got Cody Law on it, we got those other 2 bitches on the Grand Prix, Patchy Mix and that Russian guy. But it's just going to be absolutely massive. I think it's the last card of Bellator of the year, so obviously that's going to be big in itself. And being the main event and having everyone fight before me is just, it's amazing. You know, it's a dream come true. Everybody thinks about these big fights. This is the biggest fight that there is, and it's a main event fight. There will be nothing like it.
You mentioned Dalton and Cody, both also training here at American Top Team. What is it like, too, when Bellator just get invaded with all this ATT talent, because it happens card after card after card?
Yeah, it's awesome. You know what, I'm very prideful of my gym down here at American Top Team. It is the best fucking gym in the world. When those other people say that their gym is the best in the world, they fucking suck. They have no idea what they're talking about. We have the most fucking professional fighters at the most elite level, the most championships. Nobody is fucking like us. Everybody else sucks. It's just awesome going into this fight week and going to these Bellator events and having my boys have my back. You know, when we go into a Bellator event, we absolutely storm it. We invade this motherfucker. That's what we're going to do December 9th at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, is invade this thing. Me, Cody, and Dalton are all flying out together with our coaches, and our boys are going to be coming, and we're just going to completely take this thing over.
Who has been helping you get ready for this fight? Who have you been sparring with?
Yeah, I mean,
Who's coaching you?
the good thing about this fucking gym is you can have so many people. I mean, obviously, this guy is a southpaw, so I need as many southpaw looks as I can. But a lot of people in this gym can switch stances. Predominantly, I've been probably going with Pedro Munoz and Marlon Moraes. Marlon Moraes fights this weekend as well, so we've really just been going at it, getting ready for our fights. But really, everybody. You know, I'll even go with my coach Brown, who's the best MMA coach in the game. But yeah, I'd say mainly Pedro Munoz and Marlon Moraes.
Who will be in your corner for this one?
It'll be for sure my boy Aaron Acid, who I wrestled with together at Purdue. That's kind of just having him there fight week, some comfort. You know, these guys in this fucking Bellator and this Grand Prix fucking don't like me, and I know they're waiting for me to slip up, have my back turned, and then maybe to do something, maybe pull out their little bitch-ass phone and think that they punk me. I'm having my boy there, having my back all week, making sure that shit doesn't happen. So he's really there just for security. But then I'll also have my coach Anderson, who's my Muay Thai coach, and then Coach Mike Brown, who's the best MMA coach. So I'll be having those 3 in my corner.
Danny, what do you love most about all this?
I love the attention. I love the actual fighting when it comes down to it. You know, I know this is the entertainment business. I love everything about it. People say, oh, does fight week get old? Does everything get old with the interviews, with the media, with the weight cutting, with the mental games, everything? I love fucking all of it. I love everything that has to do with MMA. I don't get sick of any of it. But the purest form of it is the fighting part of it, and I love that. When it comes down to it, I love training. I love getting in there in the cage and stomping a motherfucker out. So obviously, you got to have your true love in fighting. Everything else is just kind of in the wind. But honestly, I love all of it. I love everything about it.
He deserves to be main event. He does it all. When you want to just build your company around someone, this is someone you want to do that with because he handles everything about it. It's not just the fighting, which obviously is, as you said, the most important. I want to thank you. All the best December 9th, Showtime main event, Bantamweight World Grand Prix semifinal, going against Stots. Get that guy Stots out of here. This is the Italian Gangster, my brother from another Italian mother. Danny, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man.